Just checking my social media and all that.
Yeah, that what rhymes with bar and what rhymes with necklace still mess me up. Like some of the darkest shits are in the comment section. The comment section is a much better content than the videos.
It's always the comment section.
Bro, I seen a video recently,
Mm.
yesterday, maybe it was earlier today. I don't know. I seen it though, and it was so Robinson Cano left the Yankees and went to the Mariners, right?
Mm.
Mm. I see.
So they were in New York, like a film crew or whatever, like a one of those on the street things.
Yeah.
They put Robinson Cano in this box that had his face on it. And they were interviewing the New Yorkers. And it was like Robinson Cano left, and he's on it. He's making his comeback to New York to play against the Yankees. Are you going to boo him?
Mm.
And everybody's like, yeah, I'm going to boo him. And they was like, well, you can now. And they turn around and they start booing like this big picture of him.
Mm.
Like, boo, like, you suck. Then they turn around and it's like, yeah, man, da, da, da. And then Robinson Cano comes out of the thing.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, do it again. And they turn and they're like, oh, hey, man, welcome back to New York. Yeah. And
I've seen something similar as that. I think it's even more scary because it's Mike Tyson.
Mike
Yeah.
fucking Tyson, really.
and
But, like,
and
that's
I
a
think their
perfect-
luck is actually just because the cameras were on.
That's a perfect example of just social media in general.
Yeah.
Like, because you think you're nowhere near this person, you can say whatever you want to say.
Mhm.
A perfect
And then if
example
you-
with that regarding that would be the Pacers game. Remember that shit
What? Which
where
one?
the players actually got into it with the fans?
Oh, the Pistons.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Pistons.
It's
Yeah, the
Indiana
Pistons.
Pistons,
Or no,
right?
it was the Pacers and the Pistons. Yeah.
Artest, like
Yeah, Malice at the Palace.
someone just holding a drink got fucked up. like
Yeah,
like I still have the drink in my cup.
yeah.
You can see him trying to explain,
That was wild. I was watching that on television.
right?
Yeah.
So like the audience, like they feel like they can shout anything, like
Mm,
get up here, get up
Yeah.
here. They did.
yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, people think they can say whatever the fuck they want to say.
They
Yeah.
did.
Hmm. Anyway, I think we're already on.
Yeah.
Right? So, if that's the case, hello there, and welcome to another episode of the Paper Straw Podcast. I'm Ian Rignon, the guy behind the Intrepid Ian Rignon YouTube channel, and as always, I have my two co-hosts with me, Chris Short and Christian Tejares. And before I start, I would just like to let you know that I'm not shirtless. This is just the color of the shirt. It just so happens that it's the same color as my skin. And I don't, and also, I've been told that Chris and Christian did not talk about, you know, them wearing blue shirts. I was supposed to wear mine as well when I discovered, but they didn't. They didn't do it on purpose. Just to let you know.
And and if you imagine that Ian is naked at this point, go to church this Sunday. Just go to church or take a short shower.
I'm curious as to how many people are watching this while shirtless themselves.
Yeah.
Because for me, if I'm not on camera, I don't have a shirt on.
To me, the internet is just basically pants or no pants. Like
Yeah,
that's it.
Oh yeah. Fans or no fans, especially during the pandemic.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people actually lost careers.
Mm,
Some people don't know how to behave when they think they're safe.
Yeah, and I love
yeah.
that they think that an apology makes up for it.
Not even close.
Like you can't be so innocent.
well, a
to think that you're
ukulele
actually-
doesn't help. Okay, a ukulele doesn't help. Let's be clear about that.
Like, do you think that people will actually think that you don't know what you're doing? Right?
And that's, I don't know.
You
Some
can't
people,
actually
man.
feign ignorance what you're actually caught with your pants down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
some people kind of just live in their own oblivion. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Maybe they were thinking that
Yeah,
it was the end of the world. That it's probably not gonna come out anytime soon.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
The
Yeah,
I
last time
might
it
I
the
might be
last
gone
time
in
it
a few
happened in
days.
2012, and I was still in college back then.
mm,
And it just so happens that that date was the day before my 20th birthday. So
Mm.
here I am. It didn't happen. Yeah. So that's that.
It's not of
Anyway,
the
we're,
world ending. Like if you want to do everything in your life before the end of the world, the pandemic is the worst case scenario. Everything
oh
is
yeah,
actually locked down. You can't
yeah,
yeah,
actually go out. You can't actually act crazy.
yeah.
Like these things will slip.
Hmm.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Like
There's
People
this
do.
thing called cabin fever. So a lot of
yeah,
people have experienced that, myself
Yeah,
included, though. Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about three things. The third one is a bit heavy, but we're gonna talk about three things. First off, highlight of the week: Starship flies again, Flight
mm,
6, and there's no tower catch, but the booster's fine. It's just the tower. The tower was not capable at that point to catch the booster from after it flew. And I think the other highlight is that President-elect Donald Trump flew to Starbase to see that launch and maybe have a chat with Elon Musk. So you have encountered that story, right?
yeah.
yeah.
I kind of figured he went there to talk about Space Force.
Oh yeah, I was also thinking about that. Yeah, but it's such a shame that he I mean Elon Musk had Trump on his workplace, and the he missed the tower catch of one of the boosters. But as I said earlier, it's the it's not the booster, it's the tower that has problems. Either way, the booster landed softly off the coast of the Gulf of Mexico, and it stayed afloat.
Like any other president, it would be embarrassing, but this is Trump. Like
Oh yeah, oh
it's
yeah.
it's not like he's
But
just
then
gonna
again,
be coming on
yeah.
and suddenly saying, "I never miss. You guys missed again. You were successful once. You thought you were smart." Like, like
Yeah,
it's not
but
like he's gonna go like that. Like this guy won me my election,
mm.
Yeah,
right?
that's
So
true. Yeah, they're besties now.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if it's true, he's gonna be cleaning up the government when it comes to spending. There's gonna be a lot more budget for Trump to actually play around for the next 4 years. Like, how are you gonna stop him? He doesn't actually care about a re-election in the next 4 years. Like, this is the most dangerous part of a presidency, the second term.
Hmm.
Like, this is
Yeah.
how Obama got away with actually sticking up to Wall Street. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, SpaceX said that they would only have one more water landing of the upper stage, the one that splashes down in the Indian Ocean, and then they'll try to catch that as well, aside from the booster. So um, we'll look forward to that. But either way, uh, it's it's just I just noticed that they have used the banana for scale meme
you
for
would
that
think
flight.
with all the funding of Elon Musk, he just make a set of hands that would just catch it like this,
yeah.
and all of a sudden, it's actually doing hot potato.
Yeah,
I
either way,
guarantee you,
it's bananas. It's absolute bananas.
I
And
guarantee you, he's considered it.
Yeah,
yeah.
catching Optimus Prime cigar. Like,
Oh yeah, and the payload for that upper stage was actually a plushy banana. I thought it was a real banana. I was fooled. It was a plushy banana. Yeah, it sucks that when we have memes like that, the booster didn't land, you know. But still, it's bananas.
But I mean, like, we can't take away from the absolute leap into the future that we've taken just by having reusable rockets.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
not getting caught perfectly, but
yeah.
5, 10 years ago,
Yeah,
it's
sometimes
not
these
that it's
innovations
oh,
are
it didn't get
actually
caught perfectly. It's that
yeah,
now back then it wasn't even no one even considered.
Hmm.
yeah, sometimes these innovations aren't actually birthed from sanity. Sometimes it's from lunacy.
Yeah.
So the more, but
Well,
you do have to, you do have to check
yeah.
if something is really insane.
It remains to be seen if Elon Musk thought about that at a whim
Like,
or he calculated it.
like
Well, I
all
mean,
the
I think
all the funding of Elon Musk. Why couldn't he look at? Why couldn't he actually look into men being pregnant?
you remember Junior,
Yeah,
that movie with where Arnold Schwarzenegger was pregnant,
yeah,
like the
Oh,
early '90s.
oh yeah.
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 I can note.
Where does it
I
come out?
not know that. Ugh, I don't want to
Where does it
imagine,
come out?
dude. I don't want to imagine. Yeah. Wow. Anyway,
I know it can stretch, but not like a garage door. Like,
ugh, yeah. I don't want to imagine that. But you've given me an idea about it. But yeah, let's not talk about it. Anyway, we'll go with Trump in another later in this podcast. But also this week, I understand that Path of Exile 2 was released, or I'm not sure
yeah,
about this. Christian, I understand that you have monitored this on your end, so
yeah,
do inform us what happened there.
yeah. Pretty much, they mentioned that the game mechanics is like they said something really interesting. Like they mentioned that those that are actually new to the game might find it much easier than actually those that have played Path of Exile 1. It's because the Path of Exile 1 players might have into their head program on how to play Path of Exile 1. They might want to bring it over to Path of Exile 2, which is they did stress it's a much different game than Path of Exile 1. They have new mechanics in it, and yeah, those that are interested in it, we posted a video with the early access media brief with
Mhm.
the I guess game director for Path of Exile 2, and please check it out.
Yeah,
All the
we'll also try
information
to.
is done there. Cinematics. They've shown gameplay, all the classes, as well as Q&A at the end. Me
Yeah.
just asked a lot of really good questions. So please
Mhm.
check the video out on our
Yeah,
gaming grade.
yeah,
It's
we'll
really
link
been a
that
long
in
time
the.
since we've done one. So
Mhm.
please have a
Yeah,
look.
yeah, and we'll link that as well in the description below so that
Yeah.
you can check it out on YouTube. After the fact, after we have this episode uploaded there on YouTube. Now, one thing that I talked about last week is Dinks and the 4B movement. But
Hmm.
to be that now, in order to be fair, we now talk about something that the left or the progressives or everyone else who has been against Trump uh, have been um, have been fearful about, and that is the Heritage Foundation's um, pro- um, Project 2025. I guess both of you are aware of this,
Yeah.
and
Another.
I'll start with Chris. Do you have any idea about Project 2025?
I know it was created by this far right think tank thing.
Yeah, the Heritage Foundation, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I wanna preface all of this with saying I think I said in the last episode, like these far right and far left movements are not representative of most Americans. It's fringe. They're very fringe. This Project 2025 bullshit is very fringe. Most conservatives, I think, do not believe in this. And the reason it's so well, other than the shit that's in it, is I don't know why you would assume a lot of this stuff is even okay. Like the replacement thought is fucking crazy. It really just hurts the conservative movement because now Democrats latch on liberals. Let's say liberals, not all Democrats. Let's say liberals latch onto this shit. And you see how many times they tried to pin Trump on it, and Trump was like, "I got nothing to do with this."
Yeah.
But
Just so happens. Yeah.
they repeated the lie over and over and over. And now you see the people that watch liberal media are also like, "Oh God, Project 2025 is happening. You elected Trump has he's said it over and over. He has nothing to do with this shit. He hasn't read it. He don't know anything about it."
I see. And
That's why. What was that?
however, I understand that he's not involved in it, but there are people within his campaign who somehow uh, are connected to the Heritage Foundation, or at least have something or have some influence in Project 2025. So
Who?
as much as he disavowed from the project, would it um would it really hurt him? Would it really hurt Trump in the long run that these people were associated with him during the campaign?
Who was associated with Project 2025 and the Trump campaign?
Special Edwin Fulner, the founder of the Heritage Foundation.
Yeah. Here's the dumbest thing ever. Like liberals, Democrats. If you think Trump is a mastermind, you're accusing him of being dumb and stupid. Like, wouldn't
At the
it
same time.
be a stupid thing to actually think that he's actually a genius to plan these things? If that's what you think of him, like the right doesn't have a monopoly on stupid.
Mhm.
Like example, queers for Palestine. What the fuck are those
Oh,
T-shirts?
yeah, and I don't even know if there are
If
enough rooftops for those kind of guys if they ever venture into that part
like
of the world.
I know 2025, like this is a conspiracy regarding people being set in place for a Trump extended reign of
Mm.
terror, right? Supreme
Yeah, that's
Court
the
filling it up with justices that are right. Congress,
mm,
basically, it happened,
yeah, it
right?
happened. It happened a few weeks ago.
Yeah, if you are so fearful of that, wouldn't your party have done everything that they can, even compromise on the stupid things they have said to prevent this from happening? But yet they still double down. I don't think
Yeah.
they even believe their own bullshit, but they can't actually go back on it now.
Oh
They're
yeah.
gonna be losing the very little voters that they have left. Like we were discussing the other day, like how many people are actually viable for as candidates for the next election? Like how many,
Mhm.
Chris, did you say? Did you mention the top five?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even a good top five.
Yeah.
They're
I
basically
mean,
planning to run the same shit.
yeah. And aside from Kamala, I mean, the other top contenders only have what?
If if
Single digit percentages. What the fuck is that?
if they have so much time regarding thinking about these conspiracies, they should be looking into a new candidate now, or at least a new direction. Like,
Yeah.
if they
From the
can't see what
yeah,
they've done for the past how many years is it? 4 years that Biden was actually president, and Kamala doesn't actually have any presence. Do you think Kamala would have any presence now? Yeah, in a sense, I know it's not her complete fault, but she let her people down.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
She was
unfortunate for her
funded
because
billions of dollars. Wouldn't you actually hold a grudge after that?
mm, and
And
they
I
also
heard that,
have the power and influence of
yeah,
media.
and I heard
And
that Oprah
yet,
Winfrey's production company was paid 2 point something million.
right?
for that
Like, this is
homes. What
Oprah.
is that?
Oprah
Townhome,
actually
whatever that
funded a
shit is.
lot of
Townhome.
candidates. She actually
Mhm.
donated to Obama, to
Yeah.
Booker, Cory Booker, right?
Yeah.
Who was the other mayor that she actually donated $1 million a piece? She can't donate to Kamala's fund. She actually has to charge her 2 million for the production for the campaign.
It just
Does
it just
that
doesn't
doesn't
make sense though.
doesn't that
Yeah,
show how much she actually doesn't support this nomination?
yeah. But it feels rushed,
It feels
right?
like it feels like Oprah knows that her money would be wasted. Might as well get something out of this
I mean,
Right.
and get my
sounds like
people paid.
sounds like a kickback to me.
I'm not gonna be looking into the part. Maybe if I think about her as just getting kickback or money, maybe it's for her own people, the employees, for actually them to actually get paid and get work.
Her own staff, that is.
Her own staff, that is. But you're what, a multimillionaire? You can't donate another $1 million? You've been doing
Yeah.
it for years now. How many elections? Not
Decades
even
even.
presidential
Decades
elections.
even.
Oh,
Yeah.
even senatorial and mayors are actually funded by Oprah.
Right.
So
Just beggars belief that that Democrats and all other progressives are making a boogeyman out
the
of a book, actually, because Project 2025 is actually some kind of a book or a document.
The
So
document. It's a
they're making a
920. It's
boogeyman out
almost.
of a fucking book.
It's
yeah,
nine. It's almost 1,000 pages.
they can write stuff.
There's a
They're
lot of
best.
contributors. I
Like
found it. It's right here. You can read the whole thing. I found it online.
Mhm.
Where is it?
like fiction books are actually existing at this point, right? And if you think this is
Yeah.
reality, you might have to consider it's not the Republicans that actually made Trump win. It's the Democrats that actually voted for him.
Oh, they dropped the ball. The Democrats dropped the ball all the way
So if
around.
you're still going to be blaming everything for this Project 2025 conspiracy shit, like you're missing the whole point here.
If you scroll down almost to the bottom, it's right above sign up for our newsletter. You can read the whole thing if you just scroll slowly. It's the entire thing.
Yeah, I heard
900 all
about that a couple of months before the election. A lot of late night hosts are actually making their case about it.
yeah.
Like, if you're gonna be telling this person, Donald Trump, as someone stupid, yet you still accuse him of some being a mastermind of something this deep that requires planning for years, it also
Yeah.
requires him to install certain people in certain places of office.
Mhm.
That's not a feat that's easy.
Ah,
Everything has to be in the right place at the right time. So is he a genius or is he a moron? Which one?
Yeah.
for
Even
sure, he is a businessman. He knows his
Because
stuff,
you
but
it's hard
it
to
all
have
boils
both.
down to your to what you said. Is he a genius or a moron? Right?
Like it's
yeah.
the same thing with your genders. You can't even make up your minds.
Exactly, right? It's just everything just doesn't make sense, you know. It's just
Like
and some Democrat supporters or some progressive or leftist or bread tuber um, creators or social media influencers are are having a hard time to deal with this shit. I mean, one of them that I know from the top of my head is Vosh. You know Vosh, the bearded guy, deep voice, loves horses, or loves becoming a fucking horse.
this is
Loves,
why
wait, what?
I
Loves
know you
becoming a
have
horse?
no career as a stenographer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't know him. What is his specialty, by the way?
I think political commentary, but he started out with games.
So
has a
what
similar
is his take
profile
on
with
it?
Destiny.
What is his take on it?
Well, he's a bit delusional on election night. He was so delusional during election night. And he only admitted that Kamala Harris will not win, will lose only when um he saw an announcement that Harris will not speak on the university that the event is or the watch party her watch party in DC. That's the only time. And then he ended his stream when even before Trump made his victory speech. So talk about rage quit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the moment the media is actually talking about she only needs these states to win, I already know she lost.
oh yeah,
That's usually the
he
case.
was that delusional. Vosh was that delusional. And uh he has his own skeletons in the closet. As I said, he wanted to be a horse, and including
Don't we all?
yeah, what I mean is he wanted
A
to
lot
be
of
a horse
perks.
with a long schlong downstairs, if you know what I mean. And then uh he accidentally revealed that he was into, I don't want to say this on Twitch, but um you know that kind of forbidden anime uh uh in line were adjacent to R34.
Yeah, just say H. Like everyone knows what you're saying.
Sorry.
Just say H.
Ah. Oh,
Um,
you can't say that on
not
Twitch?
really H, but it's L. Four letter word that starts with L. And
Love.
Oh, I get it.
yeah,
I don't get it.
remove the pop.
Lost.
No,
Lost.
no, no.
Yo,
Remove
four
the
letter
pop
L
from
word.
Lollipop. Remove the
Huh?
pop from Lollipop.
You
That's it.
already said it.
I said Lollipop. Okay.
I
I
don't know
was
what that
referring to
is.
the candy. I was referring to the
Why are you
candy,
struggling with this?
not to the
That's fine.
content. I just hey, I'm just balancing it out so that we don't get
It's
demonetized or get out, kicked
it's
out of
it's
Twitch.
it's fine.
Yeah,
Like
basically it's lollipop content.
like censorship at this point is the last thing people should be thinking about.
Either way, I
If they
I'm
still
erring on the
keep
side of
thinking about this,
caution.
the Democrat would still lose the next election. Like,
Anyway, I'm erring on the side of caution here, ladies and gentlemen. So that's that. Just to let you know, it's lollipop content. Vosh is into that. I
I
mean,
don't even know
holy
what that is.
shit!
Am I dumb? Why don't I know what this is?
It's basically
I don't want to
CP.
Google it. I'm afraid it'll fuck up my algorithm.
It's basically CP, Chris.
it's
It's
basic.
basically
Let me just
CP.
let me just help you out there, Ian. It's basically um, infatuation with not necessarily young but petite women.
Yeah.
So not young. So it's not illegal.
It's
Yeah,
a very gray area, Chris.
basically people think of it as a
That's the
loophole.
problem.
Sometimes, let me give you an example. Sometimes in gaming, these characters or these tropes are actually available, and they make these flavor text, these backstories that this character is actually a 172-year-old elf. So that justifies it. It's an adult, right? But then again,
Yeah.
based on her physique and her features, you would think otherwise. That it's mm, so that
Yeah.
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 Did you
Yeah.
get?
Good.
You somehow get
Good
what
thing
I'm
you
describing.
explained. Good thing you explained it that way, Christian. Just, really just, I'm really just, I want to throw up with whatever Vosh has a taste for.
Okay, let me
Holy
give you another picture. It's Snooky, but you think she's cute.
So is it like midgets? Do midgets fit into this thing? Little people?
I think it's a different
maybe.
one. No, no, no. I don't think so.
No.
It's
No.
mostly based on the culture of Japan.
Oh, oh yeah.
Okay, so it's like this layered taboo type thing that, like you said, there's loopholes and people
Yeah,
are
and
kind of into
there's stereotype regarding it. Sometimes they're actually wearing gothic stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's just basically anything that's on
Mhm.
the minute side when it comes
Mhm.
to
Uh,
feminine charm.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I say lollipop content is adjacent to Rule 34 content
It's
because
what
it's the
it's
same
what
thing.
the who was the associated Mr. Beast.
Ava Chris Tyson.
Yeah, it's what he was actually being accused of liking. Because
Yeah,
I figured he was actually following someone who does that kind of art.
Shadman.
Yeah.
Shadman. The
Kids
the
don't Google
guy's
that.
name is yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
googling it either.
Yeah. Sometimes people, when you tell them not to Google stuff, they still Google it. Like,
yeah. Either way, we're just
it's not
giving
like
a
you're gonna be
warning to our
drinking.
audiences that
It's not
we're
like you're gonna be
just doing
drinking
this for
poison if it's poison
educational
on the label.
purposes. We're not suggesting, we are not condoning
We,
these kind of shit. Okay, so yeah,
I think that's fairly obvious.
right.
The way
And
we're
we're
trying
just
to skirt around it, like,
yeah, we're just clarifying for our audiences, just in case they just just watch this part. They what are, they might ask, what the hell are they talking about?
so moving forward, what the hell is up with this guy?
Yeah,
Like, what is it with him, Ian?
yeah, because as I said, he can't move on, or he can't move forward with a Trump victory.
Yeah.
That's it. That's unfortunate for him, and for Destiny. That Destiny is another can of worms. Remember, he's the guy who said uh it's good that the firefighter who got shot or shot was shot dead when when the gunman missed on Trump, and the gunman shot that firefighter instead. He said fuck that guy. Yeah. Destiny said fuck that guy. Yeah.
Destiny's a fucking that's a world class piece of shit right there.
Wow.
That's a
He
that's
is.
a good way to call him.
Don't know him
World
personally,
class.
so.
Yeah.
A golden
Well, I
turd.
mean, he's one of those people that because he does a lot of research, he thinks he's like the him and Ben Shapiro debating on Lex Friedman.
Oh
Mm.
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But every time I see Destiny on Pierce Morgan, like God, this dude makes me want to throw up.
How have I lived on the internet and not actually encountered this dude?
You don't know Destiny?
No.
First off, bro, you're named after a stripper. Secondly, his take on a lot of things is kind of skewed. He he presents his opinion as fact
Mm.
and becomes the way for me, the way he rolls his eyes and fucking dismisses what anyone says that isn't agreeing with him is very, I don't know a better word to use than childish.
Yeah, but what
It's really,
Yeah,
what was
childish is a good term.
but
yeah.
what was his claim to fame when it comes to reputation?
Well, aside from dismissing the death of a Trump supporter during that fateful assassination attempt on Trump, uh, personally, he is a fucking mess because he married someone who is, let's just say, adulterous, or let's just say, who is into an open marriage. Basically, there's a there's a stream where she invited this other dude to dance with him, and Destiny, real name Stephen Bonnell, uh was just nonchalant and just just silent, sitting there staring at the screen, a death stare, I guess, because
You know, what
he
people
signed
do
up for
behind
it. He signed
I
up for it.
I guess what people do behind closed doors is actually none of my business, and I can't actually judge them for it. Like,
You're right. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that Destiny's a cuck.
no,
Exactly that.
Not surprised at all.
Mhm.
Got a lot. He's got a lot of cuck energy.
Again,
Mhm.
I haven't watched a single piece of content regarding it.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
no idea how much of a POS he is. So,
Yeah. Well, now you know because at least two of us here have an
still not
idea
gonna be
about
looking into him.
Destiny.
Like,
Yeah. And what you know, all I can say as well is that Destiny is the first to lose. No, not November because he's a fucking gooner, I guess. So that's
would
also
that be a bad thing if you were first to lose on No Not November? I think that would be the best thing. You at least you were honest with yourself.
I tried to time mine right on November 1, 12:00
It's a,
dot
it's
zero one.
yeah, it's the dumbest thing ever. Like,
yeah, I guess so.
you're
I mean,
an advocate for what?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
put
I
your
remember
if you're a millionaire because of YouTube, just put your money where your mouth is and just donate to these charities and these
I remember
foundations.
the I remember the good old days when it was no shave November. Like what happened to
No
just
shade,
not
November.
shaving?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called a pandemic.
Uh, True.
Yeah, I guess so. And at this point, I really don't want to shave, but there's an event coming up on December that I need to shave and get a haircut. But that's uh
So
we don't
many
want to discuss it that much at this point. But either way,
There's so
I
many
love my
advocates for
facial hair,
everything.
by
Like,
the
have
way.
we run out of colors regarding ribbons?
Ribbons.
Well, the fucking LGBTQ takes all the colors, man. They got every color in the rainbow, all
Yeah,
of
I
them.
hate that part. They took the rainbow. I didn't actually went to the meeting where they could actually claim the rainbow.
Yeah, who? Yeah,
Yeah,
I never forfeited the rainbow.
and there are a lot of people in those kind of communities who are, you know, who really don't want to deal with that shit. You know, they just wanted to live their lives and not be interested with those parades and all the degeneracy that that is involved in those kind of parades. They really just wanted to live out their lives. Again, I'm not into preaching something against the community. It's just that these because of these people who really just wanted that, you know, we don't want that. That's basically what they say. We're not into that. And
How
basically
did we
those
end
who
up
are
here?
parading,
What
those
were
are
we talking
parading.
about? Like,
Yeah,
how did we end up here, Ian?
Last thing I remember is
I don't
rockets.
know, but you know what? I mean, the show must go on, right? So yeah, the show must go on. So this is a random Friday, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, uh, it's the last week before Thanksgiving, by the way. So that's that.
This is like our third Thanksgiving episode.
I've already greeted them once. I'm not gonna greet them again.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we'll greet them on the
I'm
day
already
before.
thankful I did
On
it
the
in
day before,
advance.
because Chris, I understand, Chris, you're gonna have to host the Thanksgiving episode on next week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I can't. Yeah.
I understand. I understand because I would have to deal with Black Friday.
Is Black Friday a thing here?
The Black
Um,
Friday sale?
Black
Yeah.
Friday sale. I think
Or y'all more
It's
on like
Christmas
11/11,
sales
12,
already
12/12?
started
Jesus Christ, we
in
have sales
September.
here every month. I don't think we could care the less of any less about Black
but
Friday.
but the I guess the equivalent here is that there are more frequent sales beginning September. So
Mhm.
that's that. Either way, I just am curious, and I don't want to skirt around, or I don't want to be blunt here. But if there's a Black Friday, why isn't there uh let's see, a
White
White
Friday?
Friday, a
Yeah,
Red
you
Friday,
know, you
whatever?
know what's messed up about Black Friday?
What?
White sheets are on discount.
Yeah.
I don't know why they call it Black Friday.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
I do know why they call it Black Friday.
Mm.
I do know why.
Dude, you're from the south. You should know this.
Yeah.
No, it's no, you know how in accounting, right? In finance, if you're in the red, you're in trouble, right?
Yeah.
Being in the red is not good.
Yeah.
Once you're no longer not in the red, you're now in the black.
Oh,
Mm. Oh,
That's
okay.
why these sales that happen a lot of times bring these companies into the black.
Mm. Thus,
I
Black
see.
Friday.
That's Black Friday, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how
I
you get
understand that. Yeah.
a flat screen TV for that cheap.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
basically an
because I mean
overstock.
they yeah, basically. It's a last ditch effort before the end of the year.
Mm.
Mm.
Because I understand that Christmas shopping begins on Thanksgiving night.
Well,
Our
At
now
this
sales not
point.
the
At
next
this
morning.
point. Yeah.
But
our
if
sales,
you have,
Chris, not frequent in the U.S.
I mean, you have sidewalk sales, you have Memorial Day sales, you have like Fourth of July sales, but it's not to this
level.
extent. Black
I
Friday.
think
This
Not
is
at
another
this.
reason why
everybody.
that
Uh,
is because of the supply chain that you guys have. We're much closer to where these guys are being manufactured. I think that's the reason
True,
why we can actually afford these sales
true,
much more
very true.
frequently.
But
yeah.
now, I mean, so if you have a really good Thanksgiving, then you don't feel like doing anything on Thanksgiving. You're stuffed. You've been watching football all day. You probably had a few beers, or the grandbabies have worn you out, or like you've traveled all
Yeah.
over the area, like going to different family. Like by Thanksgiving evening, you're not really doing shit.
Yeah.
Like you put away the leftovers, and that's it.
Maybe if you're charitable or generous enough, you're gonna give those leftovers away to maybe the poor or maybe your neighbors
Maybe,
or whatever.
maybe.
Yeah.
They can come get it because I'm too lazy to take that shit anywhere. They can come get it. Plenty of it.
Yeah, Black
But
Friday sales used to be actually amazing if you think about the lines, but then again,
yeah.
Taylor Swift exists. So,
But so Black Friday happens the next day, but now there's in cohesion. I don't know what word I want to use here, but kind of in the same stroke, we now have Cyber Monday.
Oh,
hmm?
so Christian, you would have to talk about Cyber Monday the week after.
Cyber
Yeah,
Monday.
it's the following Monday. Everybody starts their online shopping.
Yeah.
Is it just a robotic Garfield that hates
Yeah,
Maybe.
Mondays?
yeah,
Maybe.
I have no idea regarding Cyber Mondays. Let's see.
yeah.
It would be a.
Cyber Monday is when it's just the Monday after Black Friday when everybody starts their online shopping.
When did we
Like
start naming these
online
days?
sales go through the roof on Cyber Monday.
Like the Throwback Thursday stuff. Like,
Yeah,
why? Why
yeah.
do we name these?
Yeah.
What days do we have? Okay, so we got Black Friday. What's Saturday? Do we have a Saturday?
Sellout Saturday.
Hey, that's a good idea to call it that way.
What would Saturday be?
Suck Up Sunday.
No, I mean if there's a real one, I don't think there's a real something Saturday. College football Saturday.
Oh.
That doesn't
Oh.
sound as good.
It's already a thing. College football Saturday, game day
It would
Saturday.
have
Game day.
it would have been nice if it was called Super Bowl Saturday.
Well,
But
we have
then
Super Bowl
again,
Sunday.
yeah,
They
but
have
then
Sunday.
again,
It's
There's a lot
already.
of Sundays though.
It's called church for them. So it's the
yeah.
It is.
equivalent of church.
It is. Church with hot wings and nachos,
Yeah.
which I've yet to see
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's the reason why people were actually outraged during the Janet Jackson nip slip thing because it happened during church,
Oh.
Yeah, I want to see football. Like, there's a time for nipples and there's a time for football.
right? She
Not
never
really. There's
recovered
always a
from
time.
that, right?
Yeah.
That was so
Anyway,
sad.
we're just making a primer for next week because I understand next week is gonna be busy across the Pacific. That's that. I understand that. And yeah. I just want to say good luck out there for those who are shopping because
Yeah.
I would have to make that an assignment for my end on my end because I would be hosting on Black Friday.
Mm. Planting
Right.
that seed.
Yep.
Okay.
Planting that seed. I guess we just I'm not sure if we are already an hour. No, not yet.
Are we checking
Either
time now?
way, it's been
Like,
not really, but I guess the other thing I just wanted to close out on because um, we have talked about February, Deadpool in February and all that shit. I guess I can close it out with the news that the Filipino girl group Beanie is doing another concert in February 2025. So um, I hope this time they're gonna give us tickets.
Mm.
yeah, at this point, I don't really care whether they give it or not. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be bothered by that.
Are you guys expecting them to sizzle out, or do you think these when so they have what a concert every few months?
I don't know. It always depends on their management. But come to think of it, if they follow uh, the Korean model of music groups or uh, entertainment acts, there might be a possibility that they're gonna break up. However, uh, if they do follow the Japanese model, where the idols are more uh, more
Uh,
prevalent, there might be a possibility that that one of them graduates and someone else would replace them. Just like Nogizaka 46 member uh, I'm not sure, but basically the woman who wrote Trapezium, the novel, which is now an anime film, and I understand that I wrote that this week. Uh, basically, it's gonna be it's already released in Japan, and there's gonna be a worldwide release of it. So I'm not sure if we're gonna talk about that for anime agenda. So yeah.
I don't think Beanie would actually fizzle out anytime soon. And if ever their band actually does, they still have careers after this. Like Filipinos has been pretty lenient when it comes to shifting or crossing borders when it comes to the stuff these celebrities do. Like they could easily just jump over. They're good looking enough or has enough charisma. They could actually easily jump over to acting and actually hosting. So
yeah.
and plus the fact that
The author
they have good voices that doesn't actually need any kind of work done.
Autotune.
Like each of
Yeah,
them can actually have their own careers. It's just that in terms of the music, when these artists actually come up, I don't actually wish them that bad. I
yeah,
do want them
of
to actually
course.
succeed,
Yeah, of
like
course.
regardless
And
if
if
I
all
like
else
them or
fails,
Either
not.
as individuals or as a group. So
and if all else
yeah.
fails, there's always Viva Max.
Yeah,
By the way, the author of Trapezium is former Nogizaka 46 idol, Kazumi Takayama. So
it's a different.
uh,
When people think about these idols, there's a huge difference when it comes to the Philippines and the rest of the countries that actually produce the idols. We don't set term limits or age when it comes to them
mhm,
Mm.
being still useful for the industry.
yeah,
I think anyone can actually, no one can actually argue with that.
mhm, yeah. I guess we have our own model
Yeah,
of these kind of things.
that's at
So
least that's what I feel when what is happening with in the K-pop scene and J-pop scene. There's a term limit for you when it comes to your stardom.
mhm. But here for P-pop, it's a different beast.
It's until you actually just grow old, and it's as long as you're useful to the industry, they will still keep giving you
Mhm.
jobs in a career.
Yeah, it's either they decide the artists
Yeah.
themselves decide to disband, or society is uh has forgotten them. That's
I guess that's a good discussion. I think for some other time because you feel that these artists like that had longevity, like you get attachment to them if you actually grew up with them. That they are still relevant up to this day. But there
Yeah.
are some that suddenly went away that you're just suddenly surprised. Oh, he died.
Mm,
Like you
yeah,
try to
that's a good.
recall who he is. But some artists here in the Philippines, a majority of them are still really active. That's why when we lose a celebrity or an artist here, we really feel it,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I never
is that
felt that until DMX passed.
right? Because you
DMX
were,
DMX was the first one that really like, and there hasn't been one since really. But like that was my entire high school 4 years was
yeah.
DMX was dropping music like crazy from 96 to 2000.
And I guess maybe it's the same thing with Korea, Japan, the rest of these countries that have pop idols. But I don't live there and I don't know their culture. But
Mm.
then again, it's what media has been showing us the way they were being treated and what these documentaries, these exposés are showing. So
Yeah.
I can only
And
base it on that. From my personal knowledge here in the Philippines, celebrities here have longevity or pretty much they have a bright career as long as they're actually talented and being
relevant.
exposed.
Yeah, as long as they're relevant. And how do I say this? There are similarities, but as I said earlier, the Philippine entertainment scene is a different beast altogether.
And
And
when it comes to scandals here, Filipinas has a has the memory of a goldfish. Like,
oh,
a
Yeah.
yeah,
lot of people have done a lot of, I won't say heinous, but things that might be frowned upon in other countries.
mhm,
Some people with the same situation wouldn't actually recover, even
Right.
if you give them enough
yeah,
time. But some here
yeah.
actually were able to actually bounce back. Case in point, I'm giving one example: Wally Bayola.
Oh yeah. Wally
He makes
fucking
joke
Viola.
he still makes jokes about it on live TV.
Yeah, and he's being watched by not only entire Philippines because he has a noontime show. He's part of
He's part of a
one of the
noontime
longest
show.
running noontime shows in the world, Eat Bulaga.
Yeah.
It's also being watched by children. It's being idolized by kids. So that's what I mean when the Philippine memory when it comes to these celebrities are like goldfish.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, again, it's selective outrage or whatever.
Yeah, and that's like the reason why I have this douchebag credit that I call.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess it's a good call, Christian, that you're talking about this and telling us that it's gonna be a good topic for another episode. And I guess it's a good point to actually end this episode of
Yeah.
the Paper Straw podcast. It's been oh my it every time I host, it's always like this. One topic after another, but then again, I like it. I
Yeah,
really
it works.
it does work. And it
You're the host, man. We with you on this one, whatever you feel like doing.
yeah, but either way, I do enjoy this, to be honest. So
Yeah.
I hope that there will be much better topics other than the ones that we events that we discussed on this episode. For sure, Black Friday, all the Black Friday shenanigans would be included in next week's episode where I host. That's for sure. But other than that, I guess it's a good way to end the podcast here, or this episode of the podcast. So, with that said, do like, share, and subscribe to Paper Straw Media, both on YouTube and on Twitch. We're on Twitch. We're doing this live, and then we upload the replays on YouTube, as we mentioned earlier. And do like us as well on our socials. It's going to be in the description below. So, uh, on behalf of Christian Tejares and Chris Short, I'm Ian Riñon. And with that said, see you next time for another episode of the Paper Straw Podcast. Happy weekend, everyone.
Later.